Hi everybody, Anne Barney from Said With Love, and it's time to start filling up my Tutto extra large Tutto bag for my sewing retreat next weekend. There aren't locks on the wheels, so I'm not going to put my machine in while it's sitting up on this table because it can fall off really easily. But I'm going to show you all the other things that I'm going to put in there, and then I'll put it down on the floor and I'll put my machine in and show you that too. So I'm still loving it. I love the purple. It's reasonably light by itself. I mean, you know, you've got to have a few muscles, but it's reasonably light by itself. I got it up there quite easily, and there are so many pockets. So I've started to sort of get all the things that I want to put in here, and let me show you the inside. Somebody had a question about the inside. So this is the side that folds open, and so that you can see the inside, and that's where the machine's going to go, and you know, the little seat belts for it and stuff. But somebody asked about this base and to whether it's solid and whether, you know, how does it fold up then, and this actually flips up. I don't know whether you'll be able to see whether there's enough light, but this actually flips up and it is reasonably solid. I mean, there's a tiny little bit of give in it, but not much. So when you're packing it all up to flatten it down again, you lift this up first before you fold this second side in. But I was looking at that and thinking, well, I want to take with me a cutting mat, and I've got one of these lovely folding cutting mats from Fiskars, and I was thinking that I could pop that in on top of that base. Doesn't take up very much space, so my machine will still fit, but it's nice and flat, and that will be a good way to carry it. And then I was looking underneath that, and the base of it does have give. I mean, it's this canvasy sort of, well, it's not canvas, but you know, the polypropylene canvas, whatever it is, has a bit of give. So there's the solid piece that the sewing machine sits on, and then there's the canvas bit underneath. And I think if I'm going to be careful about where I put it, I'm not going to try and put it on something pointy that's going to dig in there. I'm thinking that the bottom underneath that flat bit where my machine sits will fit a couple of the rulers that I want to take with me. Keeps them nice and flat, they're out of the way, they're not going to get bent. I was looking at putting them in some of the sides, but then, you know, when I started putting some of the other things in here, there's getting a bit of a bend on these, so I don't really want them bent. So I'm going to see how that goes. They are my favourite rulers, so I don't really want them broken, but we'll see how that goes. So that's what's going to happen on the inside. There's mesh pockets here, but what I'm going to take, let's get that out. What I'm going to take with me is my Running with Scissors. It's a Biennies pattern, and this fits so much stuff in it, and it means that I can just literally take this out and I have got everything that I'm going to need. It's got room for, you know, my cutters and scissors and smaller scissors and unpickers and a little bit of coloured thread that I want to take with me, then plus more spots for, you know, my Biennies stiletto and snips and more needles and you name it, it's in here. Pretty much everything I'm going to need sort of on a daily basis for my sewing is in here. It comes, well, the pattern comes with this extra little bit that you pop in. They sort of talk about it being an extra little ironing mat or whatever, but basically what it is so that your tools on both sides don't hit and scratch each other. So I'm going to put all of those things in here, and it's got two outside pockets as well. So I've popped a little cutting mat just in the outside of that, and this is going to go in the outside pocket on the other side, which I will turn around and show it to you in a second, but that's where that's going to go. So getting back to this side, let me just pop this up so I can zip it up again. I find that zipping up this side first seems to work better. Okay, so here are then all the other things I want to take. I want to take a wool ironing mat. I love them when I'm making blocks so that I get that extra crisp sort of seams. So this one I'm going to put in here, and just to give myself a bit of wriggle room. It fits underneath. I told you it falls off. It fits under there. So that's where my wool ironing mat is going to go. The other thing I want to take is my iron rest. So I do have an Aliso Pro, and I'm going to take that with me. We'll see whether I get it out or not. But if I don't, then I've got my little travel iron. So this just means I can leave that sitting down. I don't have to remember to put things up on its end because I'm out of that habit these days. So that one as well, and that's just going to pop in there with my wool pressing mat. So that's pretty much that one done. Got a few other things I want to take. I want to take one of these little mini LED lights. I haven't been to this venue before, so I don't know whether there's going to be enough light, if I want to do some hand sewing later at night. So I'm going to take one of those. And there are these awesome pockets on the ends, which probably should put my foot pedal of my sewing machine. But let me show you what my foot pedal looks like. My foot pedal is a gargantuan, and because I have an automatic thread cutter section to it as well, so it doesn't kind of fit. So I am just going to have to put that in the car separately. So I was thinking about what else to put into these big empty pockets at the end, and this one got a Guernsey, so that's where that one's going to go. And on the other end, scoot that around and I can show you there. That's where this my running with scissors bag is going to go. And then the other end, this other end big zip pocket flap is going to have my, I call it a cube. It's an extension cable. So it's got normal power plugs around the outside, but it's got USB chargers on the end. So you can take your Apple chargers, phone chargers, watch chargers, whatever chargers you need. So that is going to go in this end. And I do have a couple of other chargers, but I'm still using them. I'm not ready to pack those yet. So they're all going to go in that end. Awesome. So just back here with my running with scissors, this side also folds down, but that's where the back of the machine is. So that's sort of not solid and hard, but it's fairly sturdy kind of stuff. And there are lots of big mesh pockets in here, plus there's another zip with more mesh pockets. But because I've popped my running with scissors bag in the front pocket, this is kind of full already, so I don't really want to put anything too large. But I've got a couple of more things that I want to take. I want to take my cute little, I think it's called a storage pod is the pattern name, but I use it for my thread catchers, and it can hang off, you know, anything that, you know, I can put on the table. So I'm just going to fold that one up, and that's going to go in one of these pockets. I've got a little tin with a couple of wonder clips, some alpha bitties, so if I'm cutting things and I need to label them and keep them correct and things. I've also got a little pair of scissors and a lovely little keeper that a girlfriend made for me. Thank you, Mari. Little scissors and needles and things. So I always take that one with me. I think I might do some binding one evening. I've got a little baby quilt to bind, so I've got that in there as well. And I'm also going to take some neutral thread, my favourite Aurifil 2026. I've only found one full spool at the moment. I've got to go and find some more. And the last thing I'm probably going to put in there is my little pencil case. So I've got pens and pencils and rubbers and all that sort of stuff. So that's going to go in there as well. So all of those things can then go in that side. And I have everything ready for my retreat except my machine and my foot pedal. Oh, and one more thing. My sewing machine has an extension table and I love taking this with me, and unfortunately it doesn't fit by about an inch. So this is going to have to go in the car. These legs do come off so I can sort of make it a little flatter and a bit easier to travel with. But so there's my extension table, my big foot pedal, and seriously I could fit this in here if I wanted to, but it just sort of sticks up a bit. And the only other things that I really want to take to do with my sewing is my cute little mug holder. So I've got my little mug in here, my little Said With Love mug with my hot chocolates and my little spending stash. There's going to be a trading table, so people are going to bring different things from their stash to trade. So, and it's cash, pretty much cash only, I think. So I want to take a few little dollars for that. And I've got a little tin with all my EPP in here. So my 80 weight Aurifils in here, my little EPP pieces, my glue stick, all that sort of stuff. So I always just take this in one little spot. So that's it. So I'll get this down off the table. I'll put my machine in there and show you what it all looks like all together. Hi everybody. Okay, so I've got my machine in there now. So let me show you. There she is. So because my wrist isn't the best, I tried putting it in the top, but it requires a little bit of manipulation to get it in the gap perfectly. So I gave up on that. It was too hard on my left hand. So I just slid it in the front, and that was so easy, so easy. So the only thing I'm going to do, because these straps actually touch the machine, and this one is quite close to my computer screen, I'm going to take some scrap batting and I'm going to put that around my machine so that these straps don't even rub, touch or anything like that. And I might get some extra out and put it all the way around so that there's just that little bit of extra padding as well. So my baby is going to turn up looking perfect and working well. And I told you I was going to take my Eliso Pro. This is the cute little bag that Eliso sell for their irons to go mobile. I really don't like the orange zip, but I'm living with it at the moment because I haven't had a chance to address it. But it's really cute, and I don't know what the hashtag is. I'll look up the hashtag and put it in the comments, in the description box below, because everybody's been decorating these things. Some have got them looking like mice and all the rest. So have a look at that hashtag on Instagram to see what's going on. But that is my Tutto Extra Large, ready for quilt retreat. One thing I don't think I showed you was this little Velcro latch here that holds your handle and stops it from flipping open and all the rest. Also has your little name and address, so, you know, just in case nobody knows that this is my Tutto Extra Large at the quilt retreat, they'll be able to check that out.